Passionate Living with Kat Miller is brought to you by Healthy Communities 2030. For more information, go to creatinghealthycommunities.org.
Welcome to this week's episode of Passionate Living. I love my Saturday mornings because I always walk down to my favorite juice place, Ashker's on Elmwood, and get some fresh pressed juice. And then I saunter on over to the farmers market in Bidwell Park. And I love farmers markets. It's so important for a community to have access to fresh fruits and vegetables and to support their local farmers. So today, let's have a little exploration of the farmers market that's finally open, woohoo, and check it out. Come on. Tell me a little bit about One Foot Coffee.
Yeah, so we're Buffalo Distilling Company, but our liquor is branded One Foot Cock. We've got a little bit of everything. We've got vodka, Krupnik, gin. We've got some bourbon. This is actually the only Buffalo-made bourbon that you can get your hands on right now.
That's great.
Yeah, we've got brandy. I've got a peppermint vodka, and then we also have hand sanitizer.
Wow.
Yeah, we're a farm distillery, so we are located on Seneca Street, right next to Flying Bison. And we are required to source at least 75% of our ingredients from New York State. Usually we get to around 95%, as close as we can to 100.
Beautiful.
And it's a little bit about us.
Thank you.
Of
Thanks
course.
for sharing, guys.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Rosina, where were you this morning? I went to the farmer's market. I met these cool people at a garage sale. Where were you?
Sleeping because it's Saturday.
Rosina, you missed the farmer's market. And I met these really cool people on the side of the street that we had like a yard sale. And Samantha was here. Remember Samantha?
Yeah.
And this other girl, and they're all going to San Diego. And this guy, Mike, who does like men's groups, and he's friends with Lorenzo. Such a small world of Buffalo. Yeah. So you want anything to eat or drink? Oh, thank you.
There you are.
Osmosis.
Hi, how are you?
Oh my God, it's so great
How
to
you
see
been?
you again. Great, how are
It's
you?
good. What are you guys up to?
Have a seat. I want to hear everything. We'll do our
thank you.
6 feet socially distanced seat here.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Tell me about your artwork. Are you still doing your...
Yes, absolutely, I am. Osmosis on Instagram. Doing a lot of painting, sketching right now.
Right. It's all about synchronicity
Mm-hmm.
and how we're drawn to each other, how we meet our tribe, how,
Right.
you know, it isn't a coincidence when things
No, it's
happen.
not.
It's more of an affirmation
Right.
that you're on the right path. you
Right.
know?
It's, I like to look at it like, why would it be an anomaly kind of thing?
Right.
You know, things will just progress. If there's maybe there's a connection in a past life or something like
Yeah.
that, and it just comes back around. Everything's like connected, full circle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I felt the first time we met when I came in here one time. It was just like, oh, how are you? How have you
Yes.
been? And we just met.
Right. It was that connection.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's like the Gemini thing where you're just able to connect with a lot of people, or like air signs where they just gave it to a lot of people and just are able to communicate and socialize.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, you're a very nice person. I'm a very nice person. We could just communicate that easily. So yeah, I could definitely see why it was easy connection made there.
Right. Oh, thank you for joining us.
I'm
this
glad. Yeah,
morning
thank you for giving me some of your time. Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Have a good night. Guys, enjoy your time.
Thank you.
Enjoy your coffees.
In our special home video segment, we're going to see some inspirational video entries from viewers who have been using their time at home creatively. Our first video is from Dharma Love in Scottsdale, Arizona. Dharma's housemate got a new kitty who seems to be fascinated with her little dog.
She wants to play with you. She wants to play with
Start out of here. That's my spot.
you. June's like, I don't care.
Next, we'll see a home video from Richie English, who is the composer in residence for the Goo Goo Dolls Studio GCR Audio. In between writing and playing his own music, Richie has been brushing up on his classical composers. Thanks for your entries today. Please send us your fun, inspiring videos of what you've been up to while spending more time at home. If we use your entry on the air, we'll send you a free lipstick from M Pretty. And even if you're a guy and you won't use this yourself, give it to someone you love or someone you'd like to love. We'll be right back with Kent Amos, an amazing man who mentored 87 teenagers to help get them through school and through life. We'll be right back.
Hey, Western New York, did you know that Erie and Niagara counties are some of the least healthy in all of New York State?
So we've launched Healthy Communities 2030 to help empower our Buffalo Niagara region to be healthier.
Thank you, Lucy and Michaela. If you want to be part of Healthy Communities 2030 as a partner or a sponsor, please visit creatinghealthycommunities.org.
Healthy Communities 2030. Give us a call, 716-851-4052.
Hey, I have a very special guest today, Kent Amos. And Kent, you have one of the most fascinating life stories I've ever heard. And I still want to write your screenplay someday. That's still in my heart to do. But for today, I wanted to have you on our show and talk to you about one aspect of your life that, oh my God, I cried the first time I heard your story. I'll never forget the day that we first spoke about it. And I just want to introduce you to the show, Passionate Living today. Thank you for being with us. Welcome.
I am privileged to be here, especially when you have a title of a show around the notion of passion, because that's what I am, a very passionate person.
The day we met was such, do you want to share that story? I'll let you share it because you...
Okay, well, it was the homegoing service of my dearly beloved grandmother of sorts, Dr. Dorothy Irene Height, true legacy and a history maker in her own right, and someone who, in fact, the only woman who was involved in the original March on Washington from a leadership standpoint. And again, I hear today that Reverend Al Sharpton has called for another March on Washington. And again, so the story of Dr. Height is probably another show in and of itself in terms of my relationship with her. But again, we were both there celebrating her homegoing. Yeah. And by the way, Catherine, for your information, you may not remember where we ended up in terms of interning her, but she's not far from my parents, so I see her regularly.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. She became a real life hero to me, as she is for so many people. I fell in love with her on our first meeting, and she changed my life.
A quick note on that. At that time, I was a vice president of Xerox as one of my chapters in my life. Right. And I was a new vice president, and I was a young man. I was 35 years of age. which was more than 50 years ago now for me. But I was 35 and at a meeting in New York with some of the prominent figures in the life of the Black community over time, the likes of Jesse Jackson, the Congressional Black Caucus leadership, and other distinguished individuals were in that room. And I was the youngest person in the room by far. I knew of Dr. Haidt. I knew who she was. I had never really spent any time with her or in a sense met her. And midway through the meeting, at the break, she said, "Would you come over and see me? Sit down. Come over and see me." And I went over and she said, "Sit down." I sat down and I said, "Can I help you, Dr. Haidt?" She just sit there. Meeting started back up and I still sitting there next to her. And I kept saying, "Can I help you, Dr. Haidt?" She just sit there. So when the meeting was over, she said, "You need help, young man, and I intend to help you. And I expect you to be in my office on Monday morning." Now, we were in New York. Her office was in Washington, and my office was in Washington. So I went and saw her, and she changed my life from there. I sat at her footstool on that Monday morning, and I can't tell you how many times after that I continued to sit at her footstool.
Will you tell me a little bit about the chapter of your life with young people and how you used your passion to make a difference in the world?
We had just moved back to Washington, where I was from. My wife was from Philadelphia. They had always lived in idyllic kind of conditions, but now, and we still were living with one, like I said, a gated community, a 5,000 square foot home, and all the things that go with the trappings of an executive of a major corporation. But for me, my passion said that this public education is still where they go. And my wife said it's not going to work. He's going to go to private school. Well, we talked about it much as a family and ultimately realized that we were gifted and now it's our responsibility to return those gifts. So they said, okay, we're going to try it out, put them in public schools. And Wesley came home with 3 boys from his new high school basketball summer league team, all of whom could use the resources that we had available to them.
Right.
And as a result of that, from 1978 to 1992, we took in 80 teenagers. And the purpose of us involving ourselves in their lives was to give to them what we had to offer to supplement what they already had. And as a result of that experience, we sent 73 kids to college. 60 have graduated. One of those 73 and one of those 60, actually, one of those called me today.
I know we have to do the abridged story. And like I say, this is a whole screenplay. But how did you start taking children into your home? And what did you do? You helped them with homework after school, right?
So we started asking questions and we realized that all 3 of them had repeated at least 1 grade. All 3 of them didn't know where their fathers were. All 3 of them had been incarcerated. So when we went upstairs after dinner and we sent them home by way of Wesley, we looked at each other, my wife and I, and said, okay, what are we going to do about this? How do we use our capacity to change their lives like others did in my life? And so we said to them, we're going to provide to you everything you need as if you were our own children, Wesley and Debbie. And what that means, house you, clothe you, feed you, educate you, do whatever it takes to see to it you have that opportunity.
When you committed this to these 3 young men, how did that manifest? You brought them to your home every day after school to help?
I picked them up every day after school, and I brought them home, and we all had dinners together, the 3 of them plus us, and my wife cooked dinner, and we had dinner as a family, and we had a rule in the house. We were going to study at least 3 hours every night together. Right. Now, so we sat and we studied and we ate. We did all the things necessary that families must do.
I mean, Ken, what you've done, what you did with those young people, I met some of them several years back. They're adults now. And every single one of the young people that showed up that evening with you shared how you had changed their lives. I mean, one young man said you bought him his first suit and showed him how to be at a job interview, how to look somebody in the eyes and shake their hand, and basic things that they weren't getting because they didn't have fathers. Maybe their parents were working, whatever, in the community. They just didn't have that kind of support. But you gave them a home. You gave them love. They called you dad or pop. And it just, that's what makes a difference in this world. That's how this world is going to change. That's how young people are going to find hope. That's how a difference is going to be made if every person just did one thing. And you did way more than one thing. You took in 87 young people into your home and as your children. You, like I said, you started these charter schools in Washington. You have done so much work through the years to affect the lives of young people and to affect education. And I just want to ask you this question. I think deep in most people's hearts, they want to see this be a better world. They want to see young people have more opportunity. But I think most people get caught in that trap where they're like, well, what can I do? But clearly, one person can make a huge difference in this world, like you did. What would you tell a person like that if they have that mindset, well, what can one person do? Or I'm afraid to make that step, or, you know, I couldn't do that possibly. How would you get someone to
let me give an example of something that actually happened to help answer that question.
Okay.
Later on in the years, went from more boys to more girls because our daughters started getting older.
Right.
So they had girls around. So one of the mothers of one of the girls at the time, who was at the house, and she said, Mr. Amos, I really appreciate what you're doing for my daughter. And I feel helpless. I don't know what to do. I can't do anything. And I said to her, can you sit? And she said, yeah, I can sit. I said, come and sit. She said, what do you mean? I said, come to the house when we are doing our study period and just sit. Now, one thing, your daughter might be a little, put out because mom's sitting up in the room with her girlfriends, but just come and sit. And she did. I have to say that she changed not only her own life and her daughter's life. She went on to get a degree, has a master's. The mother did not have a degree at the time.
Wow.
So she went on to get her GED, and her daughter graduated from college the same year.
Oh, thank you, Ken, so much for being here with us today. I love talking with you. I love your stories and the wisdom that you carry with you from this amazing life that you have lived, and this passionate path that you have forged is just so beautiful to share with others. I'm so grateful to you. I'm grateful to how you show up in this world. I'm so grateful I met you that day. No doubt, Dr. Height had something to do with with making sure we met as well. Yeah.
My pleasure.
Thanks.
Thank you to you. Thank you to your staff and all, and to your audience. I wish you well and be safe.
Thank you so much.
Rosina, I really think like we've taken the blanket experiment to the next level. I'm so excited. What do you think?
I don't think it's gonna work.
You never think it's gonna work, but last week somebody came and sat on our blanket.
Yeah, but we were across from it. Now we're up here.
But this is like we've taken it to the next level. Somebody is gonna sit on that blanket, and it's gonna be the perfect guest for our show. I know it. I'll bet you.
I don't think so.
Whoever cleans the kitchen next.
Fine.
All right. Look, I think she's going to sit on it. What do you think?
I don't think she's going to do it.
I think she's going to do it. Look, her dog's going to at least sit on it. Maybe he'll be our guest.
I don't think so.
Oh, you don't think so? Oh, look it. Look it. She's going to do it. She's going to do it.
No.
Yeah, she is. Look, she's totally checking out the blanket. Oh, she's sitting on the blanket. She looks kind of interesting. What do you think?
She's got a dog.
Go for it.
All right.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. You mind if we hang with you?
No, I would love that. Thank you.
Great. My name is Kat. This is Rosina.
Hi. Hi, Kat. I'm Deborah Miller.
Deborah Miller. I'm Kat Miller. Maybe we're related and we don't even know.
Maybe. Oh.
I love it. What do you do, Deborah, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I am an occupational therapist that specializes in craniosacral therapy.
Oh, I love craniosacral therapy. It's great stuff. I've had it done a few times on me, and it is so transformative. Could you tell me a little bit about it? What does it do?
Well, it is designed to work on your fascial system, which is your connective tissue, in a very light and gentle way, but it's extremely powerful at the same time.
Wow, that sounds amazing. I would love to do a session with you.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I would love to have you come for a session.
That would be great. We do this little magical thing where we close our eyes and somehow we just appear. Okay,
I would love that.
Let's give it a try. All right, Rosina, let's do it again.
Okay.
Let's close our eyes. And Deborah, maybe you could
Okay. You are lying on the table and you're getting very relaxed and deep, deep, deep into meditative state. And you are starting to feel changes take place. Changes that feel really good. As you start to blend into the table, you start feeling all these releases. You start feeling your right hip release, and then that leg lengthen. It's a hydrostatic system. It's the gentleness of the fluid inside of you that moves things so powerfully, but yet so effortlessly.
Wow, Deborah, I felt like I was there on the table. And your beautiful doggie, your companion, what is his name?
His name is Pikachu.
I felt him with me as well while I was on that table. Oh, Deborah, thank you so very much for being on the show today. I really appreciate it. Rosina has to clean the kitchen as a result of you sitting on our blanket today.
I'm sorry,
and I
Rosina.
thank you for that too. Thank you.
Hey, Western New York, did you know that Erie and Niagara counties are some of the least healthy in all of New York State?
So we've launched Healthy Communities 2030 to help empower our Buffalo Niagara region to be healthier.
Thank you, Lucy and Michaela. If you want to be part of Healthy Communities 2030 as a partner or a sponsor, please visit creatinghealthycommunities.org.
Healthy Communities 2030. Give us a call, 716-851-4052.
Remember to send us your thoughts, ideas, and fun videos to kat@passionateliving.com. I want to thank WBBZ-TV, your true hometown station, for being a sponsor of Passionate Living. And I'd also like to thank Healthy Communities 2030 for being a sponsor of Passionate Living. You'll be able to replay this episode on Friday at both passionateliving.com and WBBZ-TV, so please check out those sites and share us with your friends. Please like us on our Passionate Living Facebook page, on our Kat Miller YouTube channel, and also on Instagram at passionate.living. We'd like to close our show today with a song from my soul brother Wayne Marshall, who lives in Ojai, California. After an experience in Bali where he was bitten by a monkey and had to get rabies shots while on vacation, he wrote a song about unconditional love. I thought it would be a nice way to close our show today. Thanks for joining us this evening, and we look forward to seeing you next week for an amazing adventure into passionate living.
Well, the monkey did what monkeys sometimes do and till my army took a bite. While at the moment I didn't have a clue, I was sure this couldn't be right. Well, I did just what they told us not to do, try to feed the monkey I did. My mind is a poor guide to what is true, and in my heart the truth I hid. While I wouldn't have chosen this particular one, with this land I've been smitten. While at the moment it wasn't especially fun, in Bali I've been love bitten. Yes, in Bali I've been love bitten. It was the shouldas and couldas that hurt the most, trying to undo what had been done, all for a social photograph to post, as if I still had to impress someone. Well, I'm happy to get that monkey off my back. That business is neither mine or his. Well, I don't need to earn love, there is no lack for love, just is. Yes, love just is. Well, I wouldn't have chosen that particular one, with this land I've been smitten. While at the moment it wasn't especially fun, in Bali I've been love bitten. Yes, in Bali I've been